We're back, and in this episode of NFL owners single-handedly and completely ruining their franchises, we have this.
The owner is an issue to me. When you have a super fan as an owner who wants to play with the team like it's a toy, you have a lot of issues, and I think this team is much like that.
David Tepper continues to make the most convincing case for least self-awareness in the history of the world. There's apparently a trend where Tepper has now fired his coaches on the same cadence for both the MLS team and now the NFL team, with him letting go of Frank Reich. I have no idea what this dude is looking for. As these owners get richer and richer, it seems like they're just going to play Monopoly with these pieces, just like Ryan Clark said. They become more and more out of touch and just egregiously mess up and pay their way out of it. But my questions are, what is happening in that locker room? Frank Reich is historically a very well-liked guy, and so is Josh McCown. He's got a wealth of knowledge, and they had one of the strongest quarterback coaching staffs on that team this year. Why are we not taking a look at what's going on with the GM? Why is it always the head coach with Tepper that has to make the change? Because the common denominator in all of this is him. With this move, it shows he has no ability to really think beyond himself and what he wants and what he needs. The last thing you need is a quarterback who's come in as the first overall pick and people are already calling him a bust, when he of course has one of the worst surrounding casts that I've seen on the outside. It's very similar to what Justin Fields has had in the beginning of his career in Chicago when it comes to weapons on the outside until they brought in DJ Moore. And so when you make this choice and also have been rumored to move that coach and that coaching staff off of CJ Stroud in favor of Bryce Young.
It's running well, bro. Thank you. See you. We'll find a court. Play some horses.
It's right here, come on.
Okay. Well, no, maybe I got to do a little meeting. We'll find a court.
Where is critique of yourself? Where is the critique of looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the guy that has this happening with both of my teams that I just purchased, and for some reason, regardless of Tepper's critics or the peppering questions by the media, he still doesn't seem to show any inkling of change or improvement. He said things like, people never leave me in my other business.
This is here. But, you know, in other aspects of my life, we have people for 20, 30 years that work for me. Nobody ever leaves me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, you think free agents are going to want to come to Carolina with not only the way that they are playing horribly, their GM seems to be drafting and bringing in free agents who don't fit today's NFL. You're not looking at Adam Thielen, make separation on the outside. If that was your plan going into it, it just shows it's a complete mess. And I have no clue why the coach keeps getting all of the blame in Carolina. And you have to think that Frank Reich is respected enough and got the short end of the stick in probably a lot of people's minds in the NFL, and he will likely get another chance. If I was a free agent, or if I was a coaching candidate, or if I was even Bryce Young, I would want to be as far away from that franchise as I can get. Now let's transition to the conversation about Brandon Staley, the Spanos family, and what's going on down there in Los Angeles with the Chargers. The game against the Ravens is basically a microcosm of what the defensive issues look like for the Chargers when they have a defensive head coach and a superstar quarterback. It's been obviously head-scratching to see how they've brought in all of these high-ticket guys, great pass rushers, maybe a little bit past their prime. And in this case, the issues that the Chargers have are actually coming down to the coach. I don't agree with them not firing him in the offseason or early in the season so that you can go ahead and get a look at what that operation would look like with an offensive coach who has respect from players in the locker room and Kellen Moore. Because right now, Brandon Staley looks like a broken man, getting snippy at the podium when it's his job to be the grown-up in the room. He's clearly taking things way too personally. He's getting very fragile.
You can stop asking that question, okay? I'm going to be calling the defenses, okay? So we're clear. So you don't have to ask that again. I'm not here to talk to the fan base. I'm here to talk to my players, the locker room. I know that we give ourselves a chance to win every single week with the game plans that we have, okay? And we have done it here. You guys act like we've never played good defense. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. You act like we haven't made any improvements. Today, in the run game, we played outstanding. We're rushing the quarterback well. What we got to do a better job of is in the passing game. And that's where our full attention is, and it's where it will continue to be. There were a lot of other things that caused us to lose today. It certainly wasn't our defense. It was the way we played as a team.
It's clear that he knows his days are numbered, and shame on the Spanoses for not going out and getting Sean Payton or Brian Dable. There's absolutely no pride on that defense. There's no fire. They always look like they're confused communication-wise. And you look on the other sideline, when the Baltimore Ravens defense comes out, they're incredible communicators. They're instinctual and clearly freed up to use their athleticism and make plays. You got Kyle Hamilton playing like 4 different positions, and with the amount that they've spent on free agents and that defense on the Chargers side, they should be able to have dynamic players to put Derwin James in places where he can show his football IQ and his ability to cover and get to the passer. At this point, it's a complete shame what's happening to Justin Herbert's career, because every single week he almost does not have a chance because he's always playing behind, and the defense looks like one of the worst in the league because their leader knows that he's barbecue chicken. So listen, Deion Sanders was named the Sports Person of the Year by Sports Illustrated, and you're getting a lot of pushback from people who think that it should have been Travis Kelce or Angel Reese or a multitude of other folks. Here's where I'm going to say I disagree on this. There has not been a more captivating story in sports than Deion making the move to Division I and then going to the most random of places.
We're gonna continuously be questioned because we do things that have never been done. That's the way our life has presented themselves. We do things that have never been done, and that makes people uncomfortable. When you see a confident black man sitting up here talking his talk, walking his walk, coaching 75% African Americans in the locker room, that's kind of threatening.
Listen, I get it. The performance simply hasn't been there. I don't care what anyone says. Deion was by far the most captivating story of the year.
What's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Oh, no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh, no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh, no. Come on. Do you believe? You don't believe. You just answered it. You don't believe. Next question.
Listen, he got me to a TV to watch an in-state rivalry with Colorado and Colorado State. He's got Offset on the sidelines, a bunch of other rappers. His kid drives a Rolls. I mean, the stories are captivating. Their commercials are everywhere.
But anyway,
there's just something to me that's just not that interesting about Travis Kelce. Travis has all the stats in the world, but honestly, I think he's just fine. Like his game isn't so exciting to me that you could justify him being on the front of the cover. He's obviously gotten this massive boost from Taylor Swift, which I obviously don't know why, but I think that Angel had a better case for it because she's also doing some very transcendent things in the game, and she also won a championship. So Deion is always going to be polarizing.
Pay good, live good, eat good, die good.
And he's always going to draw folks, very similar to how Tiger Woods gets people to a TV on a Sunday afternoon. It's the same exact thing with Deion, and he's just straight up captivating. He's interesting. And so we all knew it would be a major uphill battle for him to come into Colorado and really have a ton of success off the rip. And yes, early in the season, they played very, very well. But when you have a culture changer, a culture shifter, pioneer, and a smooth talker like Deion, there's not a ton of personalities in the world that are as exciting as Deion Sanders. And so that's why I'm here to defend him as being Sports Person of the Year.